Alright, good morning. Almost 8 o'clock. So, you get the general idea that people like, let me shut this off, kind of like story time with Burl. I'm turning into a fat piece of shit, by the way. My abs are all gone. I fucking have to cut up here. Anyway, I got another story. Drama the other day was like, where the fuck do you and James come up with all these stories? Or I'm like, I don't know, I just kind of fucking hear them along the way or whatever. This little like tidbit or whatever, I don't know if I used this on my, just took a shower so my beard's all fucked up, but yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this one on my channel before or not, but if I did, you know, it's been a couple months since I've been uploading, so might as well say it again, right? It's only like 50 degrees outside, but it's warm as fuck in this apartment now, which I guess shouldn't be complaining because some people don't have heat at all, right? So, this is the little girl in the fence. And again, there's like different variations of all these stories. They're kind of like fables or little tales or whatever, you know. And this one's probably a little longer, I think, than some of the other ones, maybe. But we'll see. So anyway, there's this little girl, and she's got a humongous temper on her. She's just a little bitch. And every time, like, you know, she's just always flying off the handle, getting pissed off at everything. Her temper just always flares. So her father sees this and wants to try to correct that behavior, right? He doesn't want to see his little girl being, like, pissed off over everything all the time. So he takes her outside, out back, and there's a fence. Takes her out to this fence, and he says, every day you get angry. He hands her every day you get angry, we don't want you to come out here and pound some nails into the fence. And he hands her like a brown bag of nails and a little hammer. And he says, every day, just come out here whenever you feel like you're angry. So the little girl says, all right. And then the next day, when she's angry, she goes out, gets her bag of nails, and starts pounding nails in the fence. And after the first day, she pounds a shit ton of nails in this fence. And she runs up to her father, and she's like, you know what? She's like, Daddy, I actually kind of like this. Because whenever I get pissed off, by the time I'm done hammering nails, not only am I not upset anymore, but I don't even remember why I was upset in the first place. Father says, continue. So the daughter keeps doing this day after day until one day she finally goes up to her father and she's like, Daddy, I didn't have to put any nails in the fence today. And the father said, well, that's magnificent. He's like, now what I want you to do is every day you don't lose your temper, you can pull a nail out of the fence. So the little girl says, okay. So there are so many nails in the fence, this takes a couple of months. After a couple of months, the little girl can finally say she's pulled every nail out of the fence. So she goes up to her father with the bag of now bent up rusty nails and a hammer and says, I pulled all the nails out of the fence. And the father says, all right, and he takes his daughter's hand. He says, I need you to come with me. So they go out to the fence. And he says to his daughter, I want you to look at the fence and tell me what you see. She says, I see, a fence made out of boards. And he says, look closer at all the holes that were left from the nails. And the daughter starts to see all the holes here when she pulled the nails out and starts thinking. And he says to his daughter, you see, every time you lose your temper, you put a nail in someone. Every time you hurt someone, you put a nail in them. And he says, every time you say you're sorry, you pull that nail out, but you still leave a hole. You still hurt that person. There's still a wound there. And the daughter finally understands the the damage of her own temper and what she had done. And she breaks down crying and apologizes to her father, which makes her cry more because she feels like she left holes in him. So, basically it's like, just don't be a fucking rotten motherfucker in this world. Aren't there enough people like that or whatever? Little girl couldn't control her temper. She pounds a bunch of nails in. Then she gets to pull them out and then you feel good about it. But then when you see the damage that you've done, it'll always be there. And someone's only going to let you put so many nails in them and let you apologize and pull so many nails out before. Just think about it. Like, there's so many holes. There's like more hole than fence. There's not even anything left to mend, right? And that's kind of what happens. And that's why we have to have respect for each other, because it is really, really easy when you're angry to just say the meanest thing you can possibly think of. It's easy to, because you're pissed off. And a lot of people, it's like kind of goes two ways. Some people are like, I know when people get pissed off and they understand and blah, blah, blah. And other people are like, you should never say anything when you're angry because you're going to regret it and blah, blah, blah. But you put those two halves together, we're all humans, right? We're all human beings. So it's like, you just got to decide what type of person you are, how many holes you'll let someone put in you before you'll stop it or whatever. You can't, here, with Gorilla with the Cause or whatever, it's like, I'm not trying to convince, I say I'm not trying to convince, but it's like that saying, once you've been fooled, it's easier to be fooled than to be made aware that you've been fooled or whatever. And I always I don't want to feel like I'm convincing people, but the more I've been thinking about it, the more I've been out of YouTube, like that's exactly I am. Trying to convince everybody that there's a better way, a more positive way to live life or whatever. I just walk away. When I get angry, I just leave. I would rather have a little bit of that temporary whatever going on than say something that's going to be forever, it's be a detriment to a friendship or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I just say be the bigger man and walk away. Am I going to just sit here in a screaming match and just keep going back and forth saying the shittiest thing that I possibly can? And you're going to say the shittiest thing you possibly can, and I'm just going to keep going until someone says something so shitty that they can't take it back. Which is another video on its own. So just be careful, Don't be that fucking asshole in the world. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not easy waking up fucking poor as fuck and hungry every day and I go outside and walk down the road, drive down the road and smile at people, hold doors open if you're driving. Someone needs to get in or out of a parking lot or a gas station. You arrive at a four-way, and nobody knows who to go first, and you wave people on or whatever. But it is easier than it was when I woke up pissed off all day and hating the world all day. Now I look around and just try to find reasons to enjoy the world, Sometimes, it used to irritate me just waking up, listening to the fucking birds in the morning when I'm trying to drink coffee. It would give me, a headache and shit. And this past couple of years now, it's I go outside. Now it's around here, it's the time of year where the birds are migrating or whatever, so they don't start chirping as soon as the sun comes up anymore. It's just those little things or whatever. You never know what you're missing when you're just tearing people down or venting is one thing. Being upset, of course you're going to get upset. But just saying the meanest fucking thing you possibly can at the time, just because it's a time where you can say the meanest fucking possible thing and almost get away with it, still isn't right. We should be respecting each other as human beings a lot better than that. So just keep in mind the story of the little girl on the fence. It was actually over at 3 minutes. And I somehow managed to talk for 7 more minutes. But anyway, that's going to be the story for today. If you guys like Story Time with Burl, let me know. Comment, whatever. Send me a message on Facebook. We have a Gorilla with a Cause Facebook chat. It's private chat, so you have to know somebody in Gorilla with a Cause to get into the chat or whatever. But if you have anybody that, if you're anybody that's willing to you want to come in or whatever, Brother Drama's in there. We got Travis in there. Now Brother Joseph is in there. Brother David was in there for a little while, and then he opted out for a minute and then came back and left again. We got B-Rob in there. Teus, I haven't heard from her in a little while, but I've been out of YouTube too, which is unfortunate or whatever. Sister Teus is in there. We got a couple other people too. I think there's like 7 or 9 people in the chat now or whatever. We're just all kind of bullshitting all day or whatever. But anyway, I'm rambling. I'll leave it at that. Roy Badge, drink your water. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you liked it. Stay healthy. There we go. Stay healthy.